national anthem.
Eternal Father, bless all land, guide us with thy mighty hand, keep us free from evil powers, be all light through countless sorrows, to all leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all, stir response to duty's call, strengthen us the weak to cherish, give us vision lest we perish, knowledge send us, Heavenly Father, grant true wisdom from above. Justice and truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love.
Thank you. Please be seated. His Worship the Mayor of Lucy, Councillor Sheridan Samuels, Mayor of Port Maria, Councillor Richard Curry, my apologies, Curry. Representing the Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, mayors of the councillors, mayors and the councillors from the municipalities, chief executive officers and staff from the respective municipal corporations, staff from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, teachers, students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, fellow youth mayors, good morning. It is with pleasure I greet you this morning to be your chairperson. At this time, I will invite Mr. Raheem Dennis to come and do the prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Could you stand with me for prayer? Let us pray. Most righteous and eternal Father God, we thank you for your grace and your mercies towards us. Oh God, we thank you for waking us up this morning and clothing us in our right mind. Oh God, we are thanking you today for journeying mercies. As we come before you, O God, I pray that you will lead us and direct us, O God. I pray that you will cover the day's proceedings, O God. Bless the moderator, God. Bless each and every youth mayor, teachers, everyone in this gathering, O God. We ask that you will lead us, direct us, protect us under your blood. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. I am sure we felt that prayer right there, and the Lord's presence is surely here. So at this time, I will ask His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Sheridan Samuels, to come and bring you the official welcome.
Masters, or chairman, should I say. Before I actually start, anybody inside here know what happened this morning? Can somebody tell me? Huh? All right, good. That is a wonderful news. Okay. Mayor of Mayor of Port Antonio, Councillor Richard Curry, representing the Honorable Minister Desmond Mackenzie this morning. Port Maria, other mayors who are in attendance, CEOs, youth mayors, staff of the different municipal corporations, and also, I must point out the staff of the Hanover Municipal Corporation. It is indeed a pleasure to have you here today. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "A genuine leader is not a searcher for census, but a mold for consensus." Ladies and gentlemen, in 1995, the whole concept of Youth Council was a consensus. The Youth Council objective is that of involving young people of Jamaica in sensitization and the integration of the local authorities and the operations of local government. It is the whole consensus to educate young people about the local government system. I endorse these words, that if our youth arise and act, they have the strength to generate a huge transformation in society. If we want a transformed society, we must continue to invest in the development of young people. The level of development of having our young people participate in activities such as this is remarkable. Youth leadership is important. It plays an important part in development process of their minds as it is positively shaped. As the Mayor of Lucy, I have been able to observe the growth and development of youths over the past years that have participated in the development system. There are those who have developed positively. There are those who have developed positive attributes, skills, and behavior around occupational and career direction and have gone on to study politics. Many have developed positive basic skills such as rational problem solving, critical thinking, which they are better able to apply to their academics. They also develop positive social behavior, which led to lifelong corrections and become ultimate positive leaders. It is for these reasons Hanover is proud to be hosting the forum this year. There is no better place to have it other than in Hanover, in Lucy here. We are a very quiet parish, a very nice town. We don't have as much breeze as Port Maria, but you are here today and the sea is just behind you. Hanover is really the birthplace of two Jamaicans prime ministers, a governor general and a past principal of the University of the West Indies, Mona campus. For these reasons, we are so proud. And of course, I know that you know who those two prime ministers are. Sir Alexander Bustamante and also P.J. Patterson. If you want to be an Hanoverian today, may I query? If you want to be an Hanoverian today, I can tell you that the adoption documents are done by the Municipal Corporation, so you can go there and pick it up. Any one of you inside here, because I look at you and you are good people, we can use you here in Hanover. It is with pride and humility that I am humbly welcome you to the parish of Hanover, and more specifically, the wonderful town capital of Lucy. I greatly anticipate the fruitful discussion and presentations of the future leaders, youth mayors, who are going to be politicians after you leave here today. I'm anticipating your presentations, and I trust that at the end of this, you will be well prepared to, years to come, to venture into politics and feel what we are feeling up here. Your minds will be young and strong, and you will be ready. We are old and we are weird out. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reunite our nation for greatness through local government, I, Sheridan Samuels, Mayor of Lucy, officially welcome you to Youth Council Forum 2022. And with that, I say, glory be to God. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Samuels. I am sure you are all warmly welcome here today. And he also went further in giving you the opportunity to be a Hanoverian. Isn't that so? Would you not like to be an Hanoverian today? Not as yet? Okay, maybe by the end of today's service you will. The theme for local government community development 2022 is Reigniting a Nation for Greatness through Local Government. And today we have our youth mayors from the respective parishes to do presentations on this very theme. Starting with Westmoreland, we have Javon Moncrief.
Minister of Ceremonies, His Worship the Mayor, Richard Garvey, representing the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, His Worship the Mayor of Lucy, Sheridan Samuels. Our special guests, my fellow junior mayors, good morning. Our theme for this year, 2022, is Reigniting a Nation for Greatness through Local Government. We all know that Jamaica is a great nation, and we are blessed with abundance of natural resources and talented people. Indeed, we are dynamic people with little but with talawa. Local government has first introduced in Jamaica around 1662 to 1663. The early form of local government was called the vestry system, patterned after the form of the local government that exists in England at that time. This system was abolished in 1866 following the Morants Bay Rebellion. During the period between the abolitions of the vestries and the establishments of the parochial boards, there is a significant interest in the responsibilities of the local government. Some of these functions that were extended to local authorities are public health, public markets, fire services, and water supplies. As the local government, we have the authority to assist our people in every way to drive them to achieve their best. In doing so, we can get our people more involved in various programs, forums, and community activities. How then can we reignite our nation? Well, we are by doing more managing and maintaining infrastructure and public facilities such as roads, water supply, drains and gullies, parks, and cemeteries, etc. Continue to improve service such as poor relief, public cleaning and public health, and street lighting, supporting the nation policies development programs at the local level, organize more plans and projects for the orderly, balanced and sustainable development of the major towns in every parish, to boost economics activities and local wealth correction within the country. Additionally, to reignite our nation, we can implement more outreach programs and information sessions within the communities. The communities meetings will reintroduce the citizens. In the community meetings, we will introduce the citizens to their rights and privilege of being a pro-Jamaican citizen. We thank the Honorable Mr. Desmond Mackenzie and his team for all that he's been doing and all that is to come. In closing, I strongly believe that these measures and others that are shared in this forum today can help to reignite our nation for greatness through us, the local government. I end by reciting a few lines from the National Pledge. In the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, will increase in beauty. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Javon Moncrief, for reminding us why we are called Jamaicans, right? So, at this moment, we'll be moving on to Fatilia Nelson. Fitalia Nelson, my bad, please come forward.
Fitsali, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to you all. The side of a matchbox consists of sand, powdered glass, and a chemical called red phosphorus. The heat generated by friction when the match is struck ignites spontaneously in the air. If this ignited match is then dipped in water, all fervency is lost and this match would not have fulfilled its purpose. Reigniting a nation for greatness is the felicitous theme adopted by the Jamaican government as the slogan for our 60th Diamond Jubilee. It is a call for each match to be ignited once more, which is an indication that the flames were once before lit. It is a call for a spark to be fanned, a call for a flame to burn brighter. This call summons the individual citizen to action, but it also collectively appeals to the structured system of local government. We must acknowledge that our flame was dampened due to the COVID-19 pandemic that spiraled our nation into an unprecedented series of changes, which affected all sectors, including our economy, education, and tourism. However, our resilient nature as Jamaicans has prompted a paradigm shift, causing us to reignite our flames. The process of igniting a flame cannot occur without certain elements. These include oxygen, heat, and fuel. Similarly, there are certain elements required to reignite greatness in our nation through local government. Firstly, as our national pledge states, we ought to use wisdom and courage of our minds, the strength and vigor of our bodies in the service to our fellow citizens. If we are to reignite greatness, it is imperative that the local government remains committed to improving service delivery to the old, young, vulnerable, and indigent in our country. The fact is, local government transcends all aspects of our lives. We are the local government is us. Our perceptions, actions, and reactions all matter. Unequivocally, I implore my fellow youth leaders to highlight, through their participation, the pertinence of inclusion, representation, and participation in local government. Responsiveness, transparency, and accountability need to take precedence in local government. This is the oxygen that will keep our flame ignited. Another element necessary for the reignition of greatness is the observance and enactment of the promise we make to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. Our forefathers have pioneered this move, standing and persevering for what was right. And today, the mantle is ours to pursue. In a day and age where the values of kindness, respect, and love have seemed to cease, it is of utmost importance that there is a revitalization of a sense of community and the resurgence of the spirit of equity and order in local government. Lastly, we cannot afford to lose the tenacity and incredible work ethic embedded into the hands and minds of Jamaicans. As our national pledge reminds us, it is important to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, advance far beyond limitations. The changes in this great little island will ricochet throughout the world, thus advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Local government can reignite the greatness of Jamaican citizens through the acknowledgement, upliftment, and the creation of opportunities. By enhancing the capacities of the municipal corporations to carry out their mandates, as well as equipping other local government agencies, we can surely reignite greatness. If the local government endeavors to reignite greatness in Jamaicans, each individual member must first ignite the fire within himself. He must commit to the task of Jamaica's development and progression. The reignition of one match can trigger the lighting of 1,000 other matches, thus creating a change that echoes throughout our geopolitical sphere and beyond. You and I, then can proudly join with renowned reggae artist Coffee in saying, "Nothing can out my flame, no it can't quench, can't cool, can't tame." Let us therefore use our youthful exuberance and passion to reignite greatness in Jamaica, our land we love. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Vitalia Nelson, Youth Mayor of Montego Bay. She reminded us of our strength. One match can light 1,000 match. At this moment, Raheem Dennis, Youth Mayor of Falmouth, will be coming forward to present to us. Please clap.
The mic is a bit short.
Too short. You want to bring back this some more?
No, that's fine. Thank you. Mr. Chairperson, Youth Mayor of Lucy, Host Mayor Samuels, Mayor of Port Maria, who is advocating for Most Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, teachers, students, youth mayors for respectable parishes, once again, a pleasant good morning to you all. Reigniting a nation for greatness through local government. A great nation is one that has found a balance between the three key pillars for sustainable development: the social, the economical, and the environmental pillars. This cannot be attained by any single entity. This is where the local government becomes critical. The local authorities, officially known as the municipal corporations, are empowered to make bylaws, regulations, and rules for the good governance of parishes over which they have jurisdiction. Today, I will explore three key roles of local government and how we can partner with our leaders to reignite our nation for greatness. One role of the local government is to develop, manage, and maintain infrastructure and public facilities. As citizens of this nation, we must participate in this area by being managers of ourselves. We must go about this by partnering with our local government officials and helping to maintain what has been given to us. For us to achieve greatness, we must take care of our roads and other infrastructures, and we should encourage others to do the same. As newly elected youth mayors, it now behoves us to start the campaign in our schools, homes, and communities. We must encourage our friends and families to be responsible and to take care of our Jamaica if we want to be reignited for greatness. We should aim not to deface walls of public buildings, but to organize voluntary cleansing and beautification projects. We can organize volunteer groups in doing debushing of our streets, and we must police our communities and report necessary areas of concern to the authorities. We should also seek to participate in discussions about our infrastructures and plans to improve and give oversight where possible. It is through our active participation in local governance and support of plans and projects of our municipal corporations that will reignite community development and engender civic pride, thus leading to greatness in our communities, resulting in greatness in our nation. Another key area of our local government is managing public cleansing, public health, and street lighting. We must partner with our local government to make this possible. In order for our nation to be great, public health must be a priority. Our job as citizens and as youths, we must work with our local government officials to keep our streets clean. Our job as youth mayors is to get knowledge and to share this knowledge so our streets can be clean and our health will not be threatened. This is how we achieve greatness. We educate ourselves and we call others to act. Another key role of local government is the boosting of economic activities and the local wealth creation within the parish. This is critical, especially in this economical climate. We must partner with our local government officials in seeking out, encouraging, finding funding for small businesses. A major entity in this is the Social Development Commission, the SDC, an agency under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. We should encourage our local craft vendors and artisans to perfect their craft and market their products locally and internationally. We should seek to grow crops for consumption as well as export. We should seek to find programs for youths to teach them about entrepreneurship. In closing, the local government is an important arm of government, and without them, we as a people will be doomed for collapse and would most certainly not attain the greatness status. However, we as citizens cannot deflect our responsibilities on the Ministry of Local Government. We must, I repeat, we must partner. We must be actively engaged in local government so our nation can be reignited for greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rahim Dennis, Youth Mayor of Falmouth. He reminded us of self-management. We must all take the responsibility to do our part and influence others to do the right thing. At this time, we will have Khalifa Sergio, Youth Mayor of Port Maria, presenting.
His Worship, Mayor of Port Maria, Councillor Richard Query, representing the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. Mayor of Lucy, Councillor Sheridan Samuels. All other councillors and staff members of the Municipal Corporation for each parish, my fellow youth mayors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Reigniting the nation for greatness through local government. To reignite this nation for greatness, we need to know what lit the original flame to begin with. What does national greatness look like and how do we get there? The answer lies in our national anthem and pledge. True respect, true wisdom, and truth affixed to justice. Teach us true respect for all. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. And these are the keys to unlock the greatness of Jamaica. Reigniting the nation for greatness through local government means reigniting civic participation, especially among our youths. As our motto says, I pledge love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body, in the service of my fellow citizens. It is only by incorporating our youths that the local government can really serve its citizens and reignite this nation for greatness. Civic participation is essential. It allows citizens to influence policy, local values, and local government priorities. This in turn leads to a higher level of trust, stronger, happier communities, and creates agencies among residents who are often overlooked and underheard. In addition, the work of local government can be more recognized if the youth are engaged. I believe that youth participation can improve and increase good governance in our nation. Our fresh insight and contemporary knowledge of society, technology, and cultures can bring effectiveness and efficiency that is crucial to national greatness. To increase the participation of our youths, the municipality can create an after-school program targeting youths aged 6 to 20. This program could offer daily homework service as well as SBA assistance. To greater opportunities for youth innovation and advancement, all in a safe space where youth can express themselves and unwind from a long day at school. At present, this is greatly needed in Port Maria. It is also a great opportunity for the councillors to empower and mentor the youths while encouraging civic participation. Reigniting the nation for greatness through local government means coordination with other agencies. This provides an infrastructural and planning framework in which communities can grow and the local economy can flourish. The local government works in communities and also schools. Through the Rural Water Supply Limited, the municipality constantly trucks water to many schools in St. Mary. Our national pledge also tells us how to go about making this nation great, through local government, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty. And our local government has been doing just this. In front of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation, there is the Claude Stewart Park. In my division, Arakabessa, there is a recently made mural that depicts the history of Arakabessa. Just a month ago, Rector Street, which is to the left of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation, was renamed in honor of Chief Taki. And very soon, Port Maria will be further beautified by the $10 million Paint the Town program. Ladies and gentlemen, our local government in Jamaica is not perfect, but we must acknowledge the work that they have been doing to reignite this nation for greatness. Jamaica will be great again once we, the citizens, and our local government connect, listen, and act. Together, let us make Jamaica land we love play her part in the advancement of the whole human race. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalifa Sergio, Youth Mayor of Falmouth. Port Maria, my correction, Port Maria. Well done. At this time, we have Ashari Tucker from Port Antonio.
Senior mayors, staff, esteemed guests, and last but not least, our youth mayors. A pleasant good morning to you all. Igniting the nation for greatness is the slogan for our 60th anniversary of independence. According to Trevor Professor Trevor Monroe in his article found in the Sunday Gleaner dated July 31st, 2022, entitled Reigniting the Nation Means Reigniting Civic Participation. Professor Trevor Monroe posited that this theme is not asking for us to reignite ourselves only, but instead to reignite our promise to our pledge, to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. To make this possible requires unity of all. Unity, as per Merriam-Webster's dictionary, means the quality or state of oneness. To make our nation, Jamaica, great again, both the members of the local governments and the citizens must form a synergy to create the friction needed for this reignition. It's imperative that this reignition starts at the local level, which will give credence to the value of local governance. It is my fervent belief that oftentimes it is the people of this nation who are greatly impacted by the decisions made by the central government as it delves directly into each parish, community, home, and family. Local government touches the hearts of the people directly, and as such, we need strong leaders who are visionary, who are emotionally intelligent, and who are people-centered. They are the first point of contact between the people and the mainstream politics. They are the voice, they are the eyes, they are the forefront to represent and partner with the citizens to work towards attainable goals. It is no surprise then that the local government operates under the vision. We envision an autonomous system of local governance which is participatory, delivers the highest standard of service, and promotes improvements in the quality of the lives of our citizens while enhancing sustainable national development. Simply put, they are the reignition source of our greatness. Let's not go far. A prime example of the local government's attempt to reignite greatness is right here in this room. This grand opportunity to capture young minds and bodies is here on show today. My colleagues and I have a greater appreciation of the role and responsibility of local governments and the responsibility we have to be the change agents that will allow for reignition for greatness. The old adage that says, all fire tick, easy fi catch, is fitting, as once ignited will be easily reignited. Reigniting the nation for continued greatness is indeed possible with the local government as the vehicle and us as the drivers. The inclusion of myself and my colleagues is much appreciated. Any nation that invests in their youths is bound for greatness. We are committed to the task. Thank you.
Any nation that invests in their youths is bound for greatness. Isn't that true? Indeed it is. And we are here evidently investing in ourselves, right? Right. At this moment, we have Romeo Bryan from Morant Bay.
Okay, so His Worship Mayor of Lucy, Councillor Sheridan Samuels, and His Worship Mayor of Port Maria, Councillor Richard Creary, representing the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie. All the distinguished guests, my fellow colleagues, good afternoon. Our nation, Jamaica, is a nation built for greatness, point blank, period. We have found great international success in numerous sectors. Greatness describes our 137 World Championship medals, the 4th highest in the world. Greatness describes our incredibly influential music, from the GOAT, or the great, Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff, to newer international sensations such as Sean Paul and Chronix. Greatness describes our powerful cultural figures such as Louise Bennett Coverley and our strong and steadfast activists such as our national hero Marcus Messiah Garvey. We are a nation, we are a people built for success and greatness. We have greatness in our veins, in our blood, and it needs to be reignited. To reignite, defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is to begin or cause something to be lit or to burn again or to give new life or energy to something. We as a nation are built for greatness, and given that we are in this new post-COVID era, we need to, especially at this junction, step up and step forward to realize our greatness. In some aspects of society, it seems that we have been sleeping, and we need to wake up and grasp this latent greatness with both hands. Though we are undoubtedly a nation for greatness, there are some stark issues standing in the way of us achieving and recognizing our latent talent. Some examples are Jamaica's socioeconomic problems, such as our high rates of unemployment and poverty, and others such as our increased rates of crime and violence are some of the issues. For our nation to be great, we need to overcome or at least curb the effects of these issues. One way to do that is to prioritize our people. Regardless of color, race, or party, our people should be our priority. If we invest in our people will invest in us. To make my point, I'll start with this. I am my school student council president, and my role, as many of you know, is to listen to the problems that my students are facing and advocate on their behalf. This is similar to the role of the municipal corporations, right? So I know firsthand of the improvement that is seen to the entire system when the people are the priority and the people's voices are heard. Investing in their education, well-being, mental health, mental health, as my council has and plans to do, will lead to a better improvement of the entire Martin Bay High School. And the same can be done at a divisional, parish, and national level. My other main point starts with this. I did a little survey at my school, Martin Bay High, and I found that a overwhelmingly large number of our students had no idea who their councillors were. And this was sixth formers, as in adults, as in the person who will be voting in the near future. Right? So they need to know that they have a voice. The youth need to know that they have persons who they can reach out to and listen to their concerns and work with them to make and improve the society. The primary age that will lead to Jamaica being reignited is not our elderly. It's not ages 30 plus, it is our youth, and we need to get them involved. I have personal experience with the ideas, ingenuity, and imagination of the youths, as I, the student council president, listen to their thoughts, ideas all the time. And if these ideas can be heard at the divisional, the parish, and the national level, I firmly believe that we can step forward as a nation. Using social media such as Instagram and YouTube to get information and feedback from our youths regarding their involvement in programs and policies being executed is one such way of getting them involved. Our youths feel left out of this local government, and it has led to nearly 55% of the youths ages 18 to 25 saying they will not vote in elections. Local government, especially the youth councillors, need to be pushed forward to our youth to get them involved in the decision-making process as important stakeholders in the development of our country. We need to cooperate with the agencies such as Jamaica Public Service, Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Health Department, the SDC, to keep them accountable and ensure that they are visible to our people, to our youth especially. We need to cooperate with them to develop our nation holistically in all fields, in the fields of energy, health, education, and this will lead to the reignition of our greatness. In closing, to achieve this goal of reignition of our nation through local government, we need to tap into the ingenuity of our people, especially our youth, because as I said in the beginning, each of us in this room, every citizen in Jamaica has greatness in their veins.
Thank you, Romar Bryan, Moran Bay's youth mayor. He spoke about the technological age, and we must utilize these technologies to reach our youths. At this time, we have Kijani Williams from Kingston.
His Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Richard Creary of Port Maria, representing the Honorable Minister Desmond McKenzie, other mayors present, my colleagues and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Kijani Williams, and I humbly serve as the Youth Mayor of Kingston and Junior Councillor for the Greenwich Town Division. I currently attend Kingston College and serve my school and nation in various capacities, which include head boy and governor of the Key Club Jamaica district. Nelson Mandela once said, "The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow." And as we gather here today at this forum, we see the youth of today being prepared by our current leaders to in fact be the leaders of tomorrow. Junior councils are a paradigm of exemplary leadership, the crucibles in which the next generation of leaders emerge and are developed. My mission as youth mayor is to serve and lead with equity and humility, empowering each junior councillor to reach their ultimate potential as we play our part in making the city of Kingston the pearl of the Antilles. Additionally, I seek to enrich the lives of youth in the municipality through the execution of fulfilling projects and life-improving resolutions. So as we seek to foster self and community empowerment, let us continue to build so Jamaica can realize Vision 2030. In this, our 60th year of independence, it is fitting that as we celebrate local government in the month of November, it is under the theme, Reigniting a Nation for Greatness through Local Government, as the importance of local government is often underscored by the overarching central government due to easier identification and more public awareness surrounding their roles. In spite of this, highlighting the importance of local government goes far beyond the sphere of showing appreciation for councillors who lobby on our behalf. It does not begin to examine the intricate paperwork behind the scenes. The importance of local government is simple representation at our doorsteps. The people who you can call on in a crisis who are just a phone call away. The people who you share the same problems with. The representation goes to bat for you because they empathize with you. Whereas reigniting a nation for greatness through local government has the underlying connotation of fostering civic pride, while yes, this connotation is alive and well, looking at the bigger vision is not just to encourage people to be proud of our culture. Instead, it is more about pride and people entering their belief in their political representatives at the local level. We must acknowledge partnerships are critical, especially as we maneuver these unprecedented times. Members of our communities are looking forward to meaningful partnerships which impact them in wholesome ways. It is imperative that we do not neglect to fully understand the important dynamic youth play in fostering change in our communities. Change established today paves the way for youth of the future. Hence, please do not neglect to investigate how the change you enact impacts the current and future generations. Additionally, we must not undermine the importance of clear communication and dialogue to unlock opportunities around the horizon, whether the change is greatly impacting the youth or the older populace, or even both. Similarly, with all these rapid changes happening around us, it is crucial that we, the youth, are involved in civic-minded activities to re-inculcate good values and positive attributes. Our involvement in local government in our respective parishes allows us to play our part as we work to building a stronger and more prosperous Jamaica. as we reignite a nation for greatness through local government, we improve communities, improve roads, improve markets and parks. We see better and safer schools, more beautiful cities and urban spaces, and more collective responsibility for our communities by not littering and cleaning up the litter. I sincerely believe a glorious future awaits us all if we continue on this path. Let us go forward together in this light. And as we approach this light, let us be encouraged to establish long-lasting, impactful change that will revolutionize how our country operates for the better of the lives of our fellow citizens and improvement in our communities. These positive changes enacted through local government will allow for greater order and a stronger Jamaica as we work towards realizing our goal. We can be the change we want to see, and I know we will play our part in reigniting a nation for greatness through local government.
Thank you, Kingston. Well said, Kingston. Indeed. At this time, we have Amoy Smith from Portmore.
It's fine, thank you. You all look so beautiful this morning. In the words of Trevor Monroe, reigniting a nation means reigniting civic participation. Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, His Worship the Mayor Sheridan Samuels, other mayors present, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Mrs. Marsha Henry Martin, other staff from the local Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and the local authorities, councillors, CEOs, fellow youth mayors, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Amoy Smith, the newly elected junior mayor of the Sunshine City, Portmore. It is my profound gratitude to be selected to represent and serve in this capacity under the leadership of His Worship the Mayor, Leon Thomas. The quote, reigniting a nation, is embedded in my mission as junior mayor. I am extremely passionate about Jamaica's Diamond Jubilee, our 60th independence anniversary, which is observed under the theme, Reigniting a Nation for Greatness. The local government is undoubtedly at the forefront of reigniting our nation, advocating for the parishes over which they have jurisdiction. However, our nation continues to grapple with one of the most predominant issues, violence in schools. It has significantly altered the lives of many. This is not a new phenomenon. Even just this year, we have been plagued with the deaths of numerous of our nation's children. My condolences to those families which have lost their children in such a manner. According to John Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. Nevertheless, how can we as a people reignite our nation for greatness if our children continue to mindlessly harm each other? How can children be the future if they are behind bars at the age of 17 for murder? The emotional and psychological well-being of our children should be one of our main focus if we want to reignite our nation for greatness. Many of these incidents derive from bullying, another pressing societal ill. According to the Jamaica Observer, approximately 65% of students are bullied at school. As a result, it has prompted students to retaliate through the use of violence. However, too often we concentrate on the issues and not the possible resolutions to reduce or eliminate the problem. Ministers, mayors, permanent secretary, youth mayors, it is my belief that more programs should be implemented to teach students how to resolve disagreements peacefully. Additionally, schools could identify at-risk families. In doing so, the local authorities could create projects to facilitate these families. Likewise, teachers and parents should be trained to identify the signs of bullying and how to alleviate it. Instead of traditional academics, create an avenue for children to hone their skills through vocational courses in their early tenure of school. As we celebrate our Diamond Jubilee, let us acknowledge that children of the nation are diamonds. They are precious and beautiful creations. Let it start with us. Reach out to the schools in your municipalities and parishes. Find out how best we can help our diamonds attenuate their true potential and reignite our nation for greatness. Thank you.
Well done, Portmore. Well said. Indeed, we are diamonds. At this time, we will have Mandeville, which is represented by Michaela Peter.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. I must apologize for being late. My name is Michaela Peter, and I am the youth mayor for Manchester and the youth councillor for Porous Division. So the theme that I will be presenting on is Reigniting the Nation for Greatness through Local Government. Nelson Mandela once said, and I quote, "Part of building a nation means building a spirit of tolerance, love, and respect amongst the people of the country. However, in this process, the local government plays an integral role in the nation's development throughout the phase of nation building." The term reigniting the nation for greatness means our nation, we recognize that we are out of many one people, a nation of greatness. Therefore, we as the citizens of Jamaica should work together, recognizing the strength, commitment, and achievement of our diaspora. Thus, the local government should facilitate the development of communities within the country. Now, before I looked on what the local government can do for our country, let me just say what they have been doing presently. So the local government have been focusing on social housing. They have been focusing on the homeless, the restoration of the Alexandra Market in St. Anne, the park in Marvelly. They have expanded the fire station in Ulster Spring Trelawney and the expansion of water system across Jamaica. Hats off to the local government. Now, what more can the local government do? The local government can improve the facilities at the local market island-wide. So the markets are in need of improvements. A lot of vendors tend not to abide by the rules, and so they go ahead and go on the roads to sell. I believe that if the local government can improve the conditions of the market, the vendors as well as the customers will have no problems conducting business. The local government can promote more youth programs that will be aligned and ignite growth and unity amongst both the youth population and the elderly. Let me say, the local government has implemented a youth program called YSEP, the Youth Summer Employment Program. And I was a part of that program. I did not went in that program to only receive the money, but let me say it has helped me to work along with the members in my community and also look on ways in which the community can be better. The local government can invest in more community enrichment programs. And as I said before about the youth programs can strengthen young people's identity, belief in the future, and it can reduce the risk of them becoming involved in unsafe activities such as crime and violence. These programs can build the youths and motivate them so that they can become active contributions to the society. My presentation is mostly done on community development. Community development is a holistic approach that empowers community members and creates stronger and more connected communities. Through this approach, the local government can transform the community for greatness. Through these initiatives, community members can benefit from increasing in skills, knowledge, empowerment, and self-efficacy, and experience enhanced social inclusion and community. The local government can refurbish infirmaries island-wide. They can fix and refurbish parochial roads. We all know that Jamaica does not have the prettiest road, right? And for me to come here, the amount of potholes my councillor had to skip. The local government can mark roads and do extensive bushing projects, which should be done as often as possible, not just in Christmas. The local government can implement programs that foster the integration and unity amongst community members. And the local government can do major upkeep in the cemetery island-wide. So to close, I strongly believe that if the local government incorporate programs, projects, and improve the facilities within the nation, I can assure you that the nation can be reignited. I thank you.
Thank you, Mandeville. Thank you. Indeed, the roads are on the way to fully developed. However, they are not so yet at the appropriate level. At this time, we will have Maven, right? Maven, come forward to present for us.
Good evening, my fellow youth mayors, ladies and gentlemen. My father once said to me, Bulla was for 1 penny Dante when me a boy. $6 for a big glass soda. You couldn't even drink it off in a day. And then when you're done with it, you recycle it and get 1 penny. 1 penny for a Bulla, 6 penny for a soda. And thinking about that, to reunite a nation for greatness through local government. In 50, 40 years, we have gone so far. And it's been nothing. Nothing at all. Some would say Jamaica has failed. We have gone backwards, taking 80 steps back, seeing no progress at all. And I would say, no. I would say no. We have seen development in infrastructure, development in our social programs, development in our youth. We are the proof right here. I say as a nation to reignite, we must rise. We must respect ourselves. We must introspect. We must serve and we must evolve. But at the local government level, some would say, how do we do that? How do we do that? We educate we educate one another. In my district, and I would say even in Clarendon in general, many people are apathetic. They're indifferent to how the systems work. They're indifferent to local government. And why? Because they say it's all politics. Nothing happens. And that's why nothing happens. They see it as nothing. They do not care. And that's one of our first steps to improve local government and to improve the nation. We educate. We tell them, yes, go to your meetings. Go to your counselor, know them. How many people in your districts and divisions know their counselor? I would guess not many. We as a nation have overcome adversity, enmity, slavery, terror, violence, teen pregnancy. How much more do the Jamaican people have to overcome to reach greatness? I would say we've already reached greatness. I would say we're already invigorated. I would say we are already great. I would say that Jamaica, land we love, is on the right path. I would say that we focus too much on the negatives. One way that my local government has seen to improve the lives of our constituents is through entrepreneurship, through local economic development. If we were to take every entrepreneur in a parish and sit them down and say, come with your ideas, we will help you with fundraising, we will give you the facilities, and they were able to advance, they were able to hire their own countrymen, what would the nation turn into? We would turn into a nation where we wouldn't have to rely on others. We would turn into a nation where we have to rely on foreign powers to feed ourselves. We would turn into a self-reliant nation. But why do we not do that? Because we're too focused on failure, but not on progress. I would say, what do our citizens think of Jamaica? They think of Jamaica as failure, because they don't know any civics, they don't have any civic duty, they have no civic pride. They don't care about Jamaica, they only care about themselves, they only care about getting one bulla and a soda. I said, that's it. A man come around and say, boy, we're going to fix the roads them eventually. We need to get them involved. We need to have more council meetings, and that's what my government wants to do. We want to have the community meetings. We want to introduce civics back into our curriculum. We want to build entrepreneurship. And those are not just wants or statements. Those are actions that will be done. We talk about reinvigoration. Reinvigorate. That never did sit right with me. That statement, this theme, it never sit right with me, because I am saying, how can a local government reinvigorate when it doesn't have the power, when it doesn't have the authority? Because as a people, we do not believe in ourselves. When we believe in ourselves, then the local government, you will see reinvigoration, if that can even be done. Because I would say, looking at everyone here, we are already invigorated. We already want to make progress. And we're constantly attempting and striving to do it. But no, we want to focus and say nothing is being done. We are failing. That is the Jamaican mindset. We are constantly failing. We're constantly backwards. We're constantly inferior. But I say none of that. I say none of this theme. I say we are already invigorated. I say we're already striving. I say we're already trying. So, this theme, through reflection, I would say it's nothing more than a formality. We're already doing it. But in closing, which isn't even really in closing, I tell you about my experiences going to my first youth council meeting and my first council meeting in general. Utter enlightenment. I was ignorant. I was foolish. I was selfish and prideful. I lacked discipline and knowledge. And it took me going to realize that everything I was being told about governance was a lie. I was taught laziness. I was taught to be grateful for the little we got. I was taught that nothing would change. And that is our mindset, but that cannot continue, and that will not continue. As long as I'm here, that will not continue in Clarendon. I am done.
Well said, Maypen. Another round of applause for him. Well said, well said. Oh my God. Oh my. We are already doing what is necessary to see Jamaica reignited. Matter of fact, we are reignited. At this time, we will have Clarendon. Oh, correction. St. Catherine. She's not here? Okay. Moving on to St. Elizabeth. Oh, not here as well, either. Mandeville already went. Okay. Okay, thank you. After listening to all these presentations, I wonder what is left to be said. Isn't that so? What is left to be said? Clarendon, St. Catherine. What is left to say? Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, the team says, reigniting a nation for greatness through local government. This word reignites means that it indicates that there is or there was once a flame. It means that the flame was put out. It means that the flame was extinguished. However, this flame can be reignited. In order for this flame to be reignited, we must be united. It requires unity, cohesion, and you can see right here the parishes have sent out their youth mayors. Uniting is one step forward. My interpretation is that local government under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Desmond McKenzie saw the need to bring new life to local governance, which will light or rekindle the flames of Jamaica. Local government is not only the backbone of Jamaica, but it is the oldest form of governance, and it is indeed the closest to our people. In order for us to be reignited, we need to join forces to rekindle the flames which will cause positive effects on our families, our homes, our communities, our economy, and by extension, the flames of Jamaica. Yes, our flames were dimmed and some were extinguished owing to the recent pandemic. However, the ministry has started to fan the ones that have been dimmed, and they have been rekindling the ones that have gone out. We see this by they have started developing communities, and this is evident right here in Hanover, where a project has started in the Chambers Pen community by providing light, water, and indigent houses. This project also created employment for our community citizens. Secondly, the ministry has started making provision for the homeless. We have improved infirmaries and care programs implemented for the homeless throughout our country. Yes, the funding continues. There will be improvements to our garbage collection. As a country, this country will be equipped with new garbage trucks shortly. And yes, there are a lot more to come. So let's not focus on the negativity, as you heard, and let's focus on the positivity. The Honorable Minister, mayors, other local government staff, my fellow colleagues, there is no way that one person can reignite all these flames. This requires a joint effort through symbiotic relationships among families and our communities. Fellow youth mayors, let us serve and lead by example with the task entrusted to us for our fellow youth to follow the footsteps that are left behind by us in the sands of life's shore as we walk this path together. Thank you. Wow. I must say, these presentations display the true eloquence of our youths. Isn't that so? We must invest in our youths. The youths are indeed the future of Jamaica. And we are doing so by here right now. We are here giving our inputs right now. And at this time, we will have okay. Please inform me of your name, please. And you are from? Okay, so Spanish Town is here to present for us this afternoon. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, we are all witnessing firsthand a breakdown of our country socially and economically, and it is projected to only worsen with time. Now more than ever is the perfect time for local government to strengthen its presence in the municipalities and bring governance closer to our doorsteps, if this country is to stand on its own someday as a fully developed country that can be revered. Reigniting a nation for greatness has to start from the bottom up. It must start with an emphasis on social reform as we see the gradual breakdown of homes and communities. Somehow we have learned to live amongst each other rather than with each other, even in the walls of our homes. And this transcends into issues such as domestic violence and gang violence. Local government officials have to then add to their agenda as a priority the rebuilding of strong communities in which citizens feel inclined to be there for each other. A country can't develop if its people are too busy fighting each other. A country's development will also be stunted if its youth are not empowered to be active members of civil society. Therefore, the proximity of local government allows it to be the best agent for implementing programs that can meet young people halfway as they strive to self-actualize and figure out where they stand in this society or this place that we call home, Jamaica land we love. As cliche as it sounds, the future of the nation does indeed rest on the backs of our youth, and we have to ensure that they have the strength to carry that weight well. So, the reigniting of the nation's greatness, it starts with youth, it starts with family, it starts with learning how to live together as one. Out of many, we are one. And putting that back in place, getting back to that place where we do know how to live with each other, starts with local government. It is the closest thing we know to governance. It is the closest form of governance that is next to us. So that is what I believe.
Thank you, Spanish Town. At this time, we will be having the remarks. We'll be having the remarks by Mayor of Port Maria, Councillor Richard Creary, representing the Honorable Minister Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mayor Samuels, the host mayor, other mayors here present, members of staff, CEOs of the various corporations, staff of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the media, and most importantly, our youth mayors among us this afternoon. So good afternoon to you all. And it is indeed a pleasure for me to be representing Minister Mackenzie today. And let me first of all apologize for Minister Mackenzie. Those of us who know him well knows that anything to do with youth or the elderly, Minister Mackenzie has a passion for that. So he would have wanted to be here. Unfortunately, he has to be, well, unfortunately for us here today, but he has to be in Parliament today where there's the tabling of a very important bill. The state of emergency will be debated today, and that is something of utmost importance to all of us. So Minister Mackenzie had to be in Parliament today, so he has asked me to represent him here today. Since 2016, before I go into the prepared text, I just wanted to make a few comments. Since 2016, when Minister Mackenzie became minister, I think Mayor Samuels mentioned earlier that this program started in 1995. However, since Minister Mackenzie took over in 2016, he has breathed new life into this Youth Council and in Youth Mayors Forum. There are a number of initiatives that he has implemented, such as this one, since he became minister. Youth mayors now, I believe last year, I don't know if minister may have increased it this year, youth mayors get a total of $750,000 to do a project within their community. This is something that never happened before. So Minister Mackenzie has, as I said, taken this youth council seriously, and we must commend him for those actions, because through the various programs, by way of youth council, youth councillors are sensitized more as to what local government is about. Mayor Samuel mentioned about me wanting citizenship in the lovely parish of Hanover. But Mayor Samuels, let me just say, if it wasn't for the parish of St. Mary and the Battle of Rio Nuevo in 1658, we probably would be here speaking Spanish today. It was that Battle of Rio Nuevo where English was first spoken in Jamaica. Hanover as you mentioned, Mayor Samuels, is the parish of birth of the leader and founder of the Great Jamaica Labour Party. So I will, in fact, agree with you that Hanover is a very important parish. We have heard some very insightful presentations by our youth mayors, and I want to just briefly comment. And before I even comment on them, can we give all our youth mayors a rousing round of applause? There was a common theme in a lot of the presentations that were made, and I was making some notes, and citizen participation is one of the things that came out in a lot of the presentations. We, the councillors and mayors, we also believe that citizen participation is important. However, I am hopeful that this Youth Mayors Forum and our youth councillors will be able to help us to get citizens to want to participate. One of my biggest issues as a councillor and a mayor is to get citizens to participate. They say they want to participate. They want to dictate to you as councillors what you should and should not do. But if you have a town hall meeting or a community meeting, most of the time there are more agencies and members of the agencies present than members of the community. So I hope, since you have made these presentations, you will go back to your various communities and point out that we as councillors and mayors, we want this type of participation, but we're not getting it from our citizens. I take note of what was said. A particular youth mayor spoke to the fact that, I think it was St. Thomas, that he did a survey in his school and most persons don't know the councillors. That is an indictment on us as councillors. This should never happen. So, you know, that is an observation that I took away from that presentation, that we need to do better so that persons will know us in our communities. It is said that once young people know you as a politician, that you will remain a politician for time immemorial. Not to be boastful, but when I drive through my division, every little picnic can ball out. Richard, they now call him mayor, councillor. No, Richard, query, right? So it is something that we should strive to make every student, every child, every community member know us as councillors and as mayors. I take note, someone said that we should be the change we want to be. And again, I hope that when we leave here, we will go back to our communities and be that change to assist us as the local government practitioners to be able to do our jobs much easier than it is now without that citizen participation. A number of the presentations that were made spoke to what is happening in local government now and what some of the things that Minister Mackenzie has been doing since he took over in 2016. And I don't need to go over those again, but just to say, Minister Mackenzie is, in my estimation, the best minister of local government I have worked with in my 20 years of being a councillor. And he understands local government, and he is doing the things. He has come up with a whole heap of new initiatives, right, that is benefiting the country and benefiting local government. I will, at this time, go into the prepared text. I'm very excited at this opportunity to address you in this first in-person celebration of local government and community development month since COVID-19 hit Jamaica in March 2020. That date is important because from that time until now, if nobody understood the importance of local government, Jamaica's management of the pandemic showed that local government was vital to our national response. Some, if not all of you, would have been enrolled in the Youth Summer Employment Program. Could I see a show of hands? I know one participant mentioned. Is there any other one? Any other person who was participating in that program? May I suggest, as was said by the young lady, Miss Peter, may I suggest that you get enrolled in that program next year. Over 7,000 persons were employed this year in the Youth Summer Employment Program. This again is an initiative of Minister Desmond Mackenzie. And when we started, I think we started with 2,000 young persons. And this year there were over 7,000 young persons employed for 4 weeks. The Youth Summer Employment, in which a wide range of functions were carried out, from the conducting of surveys of our indigent and homeless population, night audits of the streetlight network, to working with disaster coordinators to ensure hurricane readiness or assisting in the COVID-19 vaccination drive. The role of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, its agencies and local authorities played in fighting the COVID-19 shows that the system of local government is highly important and relevant in the life of Jamaica. And I would like to single out two of those entities. The Social Development Commission, which I heard mentioned in some of your presentations, and the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, who played an integral role in our COVID-19 response. Those agencies are agencies under the Ministry of Local Government. As youth mayors, you have had the opportunity to observe the hectic schedules of your senior mayors and to get a taste of what the experience of representing your fellow citizens is really like. You are getting a foretaste of community and national service through the arena of local government. This is called the most intimate form of government because it is in constant contact with our citizens from the day they are born to the day they die. There is no form of community or national development that can take place without the involvement of local government. Contrary to what you may have heard, our role is not limited to the cleaning of drains. The numbering of roads is done through local government. The approval of residential and commercial buildings, including hotels, is done through local government. Civic events are managed by and through local government. The burial of dead is also regulated by local government. As in every area of life, effective local government depends upon good leadership. You have been identified as leaders amongst your peers and potential leaders of tomorrow. You are therefore being equipped, even at your tender ages, with many of the tools you will need for effective service. I am very encouraged by the passion you are already showing for public service and for public service through local government. It is my fervent hope that many of your peers will also catch the spirit of service through local government and make our system richer and more dynamic through active participation. You have come here today ready to share your experiences and your ideas for improving your municipal environment. I look forward to, well, I've already heard the presentations, knowing that you are not only the future, but the present, and your views are valuable to the task that we as working councillors undertake in our divisions and in our municipalities generally. I have every confidence that you, among others, will reignite our nation for greatness. Thank you very much.
Was that not well said? Well said, Mayor. Mayor of Port Maria, St. Mary, if it was not for that battle, we would be speaking El Espanol, right? At this time, we will be having the presentations of certificates. These youth mayors have proven themselves worthy of these presentations or these gifts they will be receiving. Isn't that so? Clap them for me.
Good afternoon. At this time, we are going to be inviting the youth mayors to collect their certification for having participated so well here. Oh, the plaques. And Mayor Kerr will be doing the first set of presentations. Representing Clarendon, Stanford Levinson. No, I said Levinson. Thank you for that correction. Representing Lucy, our Master of Ceremonies for the afternoon, Mr. Timothy Kent. Raheem Dennis, representing Falmouth. I now invite Miss Ananda Squire from Spanish Town to collect her plaque. Youth Mayor from the Cold Climes of Mandeville, Miss Michaela Pitter. Mr. Javon Moncrief from Savalamar. Thank you, Mayor Query. Mayor Samuels, we're now going to ask you to assist us with the presentation for the remaining youth mayors. I'll now invite Youth Mayor from Montego Bay, Fitzali Nelson, to collect her plaque. Are we noticing the female representation today? A round of applause for the ladies, please. Thank you very much. And representing Port Maria, Miss Khalifa Sergio. Youth Mayor, Mr. Romar Brown, representing Morant Bay. From the Sunshine City of Portmore, Miss Amoy Smith. And from my own municipality, Miss Shahari Tucker, representing Port Antonio. And from Kingston and St. Andrew, Kijani Williams. Thank you so much.
Well, well, well. I am intrigued to know what is in that little bag right there, and I'm sure all the youth mayors are these recipients are also intrigued. On behalf of the youth mayors, I must extend our gratitude for this plaque and whatsoever is in those bags. Right? So at this time, we'll be having the vote of thanks. And this will be brought to us by Khalifa Serju, which is from Port Maria, or youth mayor of Port Maria.
His Worship the Mayor of Port Maria, Councillor Richard Query, representing the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. His Worship the Mayor of Lucy, Councillor Richard Query. Councillor Sheridan Samuels, Minister of the Cabinet Ministers, members of the Cabinet Ministers, Mrs. Marsha Henry Martin, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of the Local Government and Rural Development, Honorable Costas Rotolorium, members of the Senate, members of the House of Representatives, Chief Executive Officers of the Municipal Corporations and their staff, my fellow youth mayors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful event. I am honored to have been given the privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I, on behalf of our youth mayors, would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to Honorable Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, for giving rise to this medium wherein our concerns are taken seriously, as involving the youth is a great method of developing and growing responsible citizens for tomorrow. This Youth Mayor Forum will help to inspire these promising young people to grow and develop within the local government system, becoming the new generation of transformational leaders that the system requires. Furthermore, I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our youth mayors, for not only sparing their invaluable time to grace this occasion, but also for enlightening us with their commendable presentations on how we can reignite this nation for greatness through local government. My fellow youth mayor, Ms. Fitali Nelson, says reigniting this nation for greatness means to improve service delivery to the old, young, and indigent in our country, and also to reignite this nation for greatness means that each man should reignite the fire within himself, as one match triggers the light in other matches. My other youth mayor of Port Maria says that reigniting our pledge to stand up for justice and peace is how we will reignite this nation for greatness. And also, my fellow youth mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew made mention to civic participation, as building meaningful partnerships with community members will benefit them in a positive way. Finally, I would also like to thank each and every one of our distinguished ladies and gentlemen for being here and making this day a wonderful and memorable one for our youth mayors. Thank you once again.
Thank you, youth mayor of Port Maria. I know she just did the vote of thanks. However, I must extend my sincere gratitude to you all for taking the time out to be here on behalf of the Hanover municipality. It was a pleasure serving as your chairperson and moderator for today. I am so indeed intrigued about what is in that bag. Not alcohol. Okay. Anyways, we still do thank you, even though it may not be what we think. And I must say, sadly, this lovely program has come to an end. I must add, this productive program rather has come to an end. Would any one of our junior mayors or senior mayors so move, raise the motion for the adjournment of this forum? Okay. Second? Please move the motion. Stand and move the motion for me. Yes, please. Okay, any second? Okay. All those are in favor? Aye, okay. Repeat? I am so, maybe I am against. Are you not willing to be citizens of Hanover? I think you are feeling at home right here. However, I will I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you once more for being here. And as Jamaicans say, us Jamaicans say, safe travel on the gravel to your respective parishes. Thank you.